Okay, I question why my computer's avatar looks completely different than the one I'm seeing on my computer screen, but hey, we'll go with it. Guess who's back? Well, actually, I haven't been gone anywhere. Owie, my ribs. I have weird marking now. But yeah, so guess who's back? Well, I actually haven't been anywhere really. So, uh,
Hi.
no, you are not doing this again.
I'm just saying hi.
Yeah, you did it last time. Your ice cream smeller.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it
It isn't anymore.
is. Not on camera.
Who's that?
It's me.
That.
Yes, it's me. I have no microphone on this computer.
Mm-mm. That's you.
Both of them are me. See?
That's not on there.
That's why. Can I do my review for once?
I don't know. Can you?
I really need to.
I don't know. Can you? Subscribe to me.
Oh, Lord. Every time. Every time. No! I swear that kid's gonna give me a migraine. So, hey, okay, so now I'm on. No, Shorty, you're not joining me if you're trying to ask. No. I will not get any reviews out of the way. Like I want to. Okay, so I'm finally back. This review is going to be probably a little different because it's going to be probably a lot longer. And I have a reason for that. You know? Also, comment below if you've seen my other videos where I do anime reviews. If you want me to get back into that, I haven't really seen any good anime. Personally, for me, it could be good for everybody else, but I don't know. But if you've seen some anime, I might even go into cartoons, like Cartoon Network. Y'all probably don't know what Cartoon Network is. It's probably old. I don't know if it's still on. I actually really don't know. I'm gonna actually look that up real fast. Give me a minute. I want to know if Cartoon Network is still running. Is Cartoon Network still on? I can't spell. Here. Despite our best efforts, we were unable to reach an agreement with Dish Network, and they have unilaterally decided to pull CNN, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, True TV, TMC, HLs, and whatever those things are, CNN and Espanol, Boomerang off the air upon the expiration of our current deal. So if y'all are on Dish Network, if y'all have Dish Network, Cartoon Network is no longer up. I'm not going to tell you, if y'all don't know what Cartoon Network was, just really going to go fast into this because I might even do reviews for that because I watched a lot of shows on Cartoon Network when I was a kid. Yes, I had a childhood back where I actually watched television. Don't judge me. Right nowadays, there's nothing hardly on besides Real Housewives and Have Oily Skin. And I don't know. If y'all are a fan of Glee, please don't hate me on this. And Glee and all the dramatic TV shows. I'm not a big drama fan unless it's like a criminal murder drama series or stuff that's actually really good and not full of relationship drama. Kind of like those soap operas or whatever they're called. I forget what they are called. I always get them mixed up. It's kind of like those things. I never watched that. Never. No. You had to force me to watch that. I would cry and bawl my eyes out at how stupid it is. Literally, people, why do you watch that? It's like even The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Also, pardon me if you guys like that show. I personally do not. It's full of stupid people. I really gotta complain and rant on that. Why do you people, girls and or I don't even know if guys actually watch that. I'd be surprised. I'd probably watch The Bachelor because all the girls are on there. Us girls would probably watch The Bachelor, excluding me because I'm not desperate. Not that people who watch the show are desperate. I just really don't understand all the freaking drama. It makes them look really shallow on TV. Heck, even if those guys were cute looking, I personally probably wouldn't date them because of how they act. I mean, have you seen the guy from Dallas who's on The Bachelor? Um, just said no to two of the finalists, or didn't propose to both of them. That's a dumb move, considering some of them were actually probably pretty good for you. And what? You just didn't feel like committing? So that's why my family all personally think that show, we question how it's still on air. I question how it's still on air, and another girl from Dallas is the Bachelorette this time. Oh God, it's making us Dallas people or Texas people look really stupid. That's my opinion. I just wanted to rant on that because I hate that show, and I'm never gonna watch that show ever. Anyway, but if you don't know what Cartoon Network is, it was like an American based cable or satellite television channel that was owned by whatever, like, what was it, some broadcasting system. I can't remember right off the bat. Um, uh, and all, but it was like, I think it was founded by somebody named Cohen back in '92. I think. I can't remember right off the bat. I hadn't seen this network in a long time, but it primarily like broadcasted like children's shows, like animated programming, so that ranged from action to big animated comedy. Primarily aimed at like the children and young teenagers between, I think, either 6 to 16, or was it 7 to 15? One of the two. But the older targets, well, let me rephrase that. The targets were mainly older teens and adults that have with mature content during late night, daytime, like Adult Swim. I haven't really watched that before because I think it was stupid. Um, ba, ba, ba. um, sorry if I'm staring off into space. I'm trying to remember what else there was. Um, but yeah, so they had a lot of stuff. Um, I'm trying to remember what shows they had. I'm looking up here because I can't remember right off the bat. Uh, the shows that I remember. Actually, type out shows on Cartoon Network. Because I can't remember all of them. Like, if you haven't known Steven Universe, which I personally have never seen, because I can't take, from the cartoon design of it, I can't take it personally, like, take it seriously. So I apologize to y'all who are a big fan of Steven Universe if I don't really know anything about Steven Universe. I'm sorry. It's like how I don't know much about Undertale, which is also apparently a big thing. What the frick is an Undertale? I'm gonna stop ranting on that. What I'm looking up here, the shows I watch personally, and a couple of shows are still my personal favorite. Sorry, I am sweaty. But here's a list of random shows here. Adventure Time. That's also apparently still, I don't know if it's still popular to this day. I don't know. Yes, I will be talking about reviews in a minute, but I just want to show you guys that, um, sorry, I have to lean back. My back hurts. I have pains right now. But that there are a lot of shows back in personally my day that I watched. So let me think. Sorry. Try to even out my screen here so I can, if I have to read something, I can actually see it and not look weird. Um, but before I get into the reviews, these are kind of the shows like I would try to look up for fan fiction, which is very difficult for me because I'm running out of content here to figure out. Like, I looked up all the Teen Titans stuff. I looked up Sherlock, surprisingly. I get picky because I don't like waiting, and I'm very impatient on waiting about stories that are still not done. I'm picky. Wait. Also, before I forget, let me pull up the 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 live chat. I'm sorry, I'm stupid right now. Eh, I clicked the wrong thing. Um, let me pull up the live chat. I'm sorry, people, if I'm sorry if y'all have been typing and I have not been reading. I've I'm also, if you hear me coughing, I'm suffering from allergies still. Eh, really bad. I mean, it got to the point where I couldn't talk hardly. So, yeah. Anyway. Okay. There you go. Now I can see you guys. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi, Busy. Hi, Alexandre. Alexandre, you don't say much, do you? Okay, but anyway, so here's a list here. Again, like I said, Steven Universe, I've never seen it. I can't say much about it. I don't know if even it's still on. I don't remember. There's Adventure Time. I've never watched it, and I still don't know much about it. The ones I've seen are Amazing World of Gumball. For some reason, that still is catchy, and I've seen even on YouTube a lot of people animating the show's opening. I'll put the link down to it, but it was a cool video, and I liked it. Still do. It's pretty cool. Let's think. What else? What else? Um, there's the regular show. I've actually never seen it. Possibly don't plan on seeing it because it still looks stupid. Teen Titans. I like Teen Titans. Although I don't like the shit that people are doing with Raven and Robin. I still don't see how whatever, it's just personally me, because we all know in the series, spoiler alert, that Starfire and Robin are dating. That common. I like the Teen Titans, although that show went from 2003 until 06. So, about 3 years. I'm sorry. Yeah, another 3 years, yeah. There's Ben 10. There's also not many cartoon fanfiction for him. So, I will admit I watched a couple of the movies. They're not bad. I mean, I know it's a boys' show mainly, but it wasn't that bad. That went from like 05 to 08. Teen Titans Go. Uh, it's not as good as the original. I'm sorry, I gotta say. I can't take them seriously. It uh, just makes them seem more stupid. No offense. It's just me. What else? Never heard of this one. Powerpuff Girls. If y'all have not heard of Powerpuff Girls, I'm sad to say I do not know you. I mean, Powerpuff Girls was amazing. It still is personally to me. I think even there's another anime like where they're older. Powerpuff Girls Z, I think. Never mind. Yeah, Powerpuff Girls Z. Yeah. But that show went from like 1998. I even had the movie. Yeah, there's a movie. If y'all didn't know what about that, there was a movie. It was awesome, and I still love it to that day. I think somewhere there's still a Powerpuff Girls blanket. I even had a pillowcase of Powerpuff Girls. That's how crazy I was. I'll let y'all comment below if you have seen Powerpuff Girls. Comment below which one do you think I would possibly be as, like the character wise, the personality wise. I should say better. If I have Blossom's personality, Bubbles' cute personality, or I don't even think I have Buttercup's personality. But hey, you never know. Dexter's Laboratory was also good. It had its ups and downs, really. I heard a lot of controversy that there's a lot of adult things that kids days don't really see in these old style cartoons. I was surprised there was some in even Dexter's Laboratory. Surprise! Animators, I thought y'all would be more mature than anything. But Dexter's Laboratory was also pretty good. It was kind of funny. I actually haven't checked if there's any Dexter's Laboratory fanfiction. I gotta look that up. I'm doubting it, but hey, you never know. That show was from 96 to 03. So, Ed, and Eddie. Personally, I liked it because these three goofballs are the best. I don't know why, but it was good. That was from like 99 to 09. It went pretty long. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Again, ups and downs. I still liked it. I still watched it. What's next? Y'all probably don't know this one, but it was Codename Kids Next Door. This show didn't last that long. I think it was from 02 to 08. I take that back. That was pretty good amount of time. It mainly focused on kids in a tree house. I can't remember fully everything, but a lot of crazy things. I think when Cartoon Network's website they had games that were on Codename Kids Next Door. I doubt they have that show still on there. I think they regularly like change what's on there. Um, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. That was my other favorite show. I think there was some of these cartoons were made into comics. I forgot the name of them, but I always look them up. I need to remember. If I ever do find it, I will post a link to the website. Um, but this author, these people made these. I'm gonna look it up. I think it starts with an S, but I can't remember what it was called. Um, Animate, no, it was also like in a video game style. I can't even remember the name of the video game itself. Um, RGB Andy. I don't know if I'm right. Uh, I'm not gonna give up until I figure out what the name of that thing was, because man, the comics of it was phenomenal. Gosh dang it, what's the name of it? It's gonna annoy me if I don't figure it out. So pardon me for stopping a moment just to figure it out. What the frick is it? Okay. Eh, this is gonna annoy me if I don't know what it's called. Um, video game Andy. Um, no, there actually was a video game of Billy and Mandy. What the frick? What's it called? Comic book adventures. No, there actually was again. There was a comic book. um, wait, wait. Oh, I found the style. Um, Bleedman. That's the name. Bleedman. I'll even type in the chat if y'all don't know. Where it's comic books, but it was a web comic from Vincent NGO, which is named also Bleedman. The first web comic being Powerpuff Girls Dojinshi, which was created. This was created like back in 2004 after PPGD, Powerpuff Girls. Uh, I think Powerpuff Girls D was made or when it started. So the one comic I first started reading of it was Grim Tales from Down Below, where it follows the story of Billy and Mandy. If so, it has a lot of the other characters from Cartoon Network involved. Um, like oh man, or you can also call these Snafu comics. Yeah, the website was called Snafu. Bleedman Comic Wiki. I'll post the link now. Um, because there's Powerpuff Girl D, Powerpuff PPGD, Grim Tales, Sugar Bits, Skullboy, Snafu Comics. There's also a poll here. Um, yeah. So, but a lot of well, not a lot of comics, but they're pretty good in quality. Um, so I'm actually linking you guys who are on the chat. I shall post it to you there's a link. Just click it and it'll send you there. I'm actually going to post it into the description box down here below. Give me a minute. We will get to the reviews. Just give me a few minutes here. I just wanted to talk about them. That this is also something else you guys could check out. So that you can also just check out because it was also good. It can kind of get graphic though, but it's good. It involves the Powerpuff Girls and all that. But anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to what I was originally talking about. Before I actually delete this, I'm actually going to bookmark it to my bar here so I don't lose that website because man, the Snappy comics were amazing. Anyway, on to the next shows that were popular there. There's not a long list, so I won't go into detail about them. There was Chowder, which I regret kind of watching because it was disgusting. Um, Johnny Bravo, which was from 97 to 04. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I loved it. I watched it all the time. That show went on from 04 to 09. And I still think it was cool. Samurai Jack, which I think is still on to this day. I don't remember. I think, yeah. Marvelous Adventures of Flapjack and Marvelous Misadventures of, uh, yeah, of Flapjack. That was from 08 to 010. 010 to 2010. You have Ben 10 Omniverse, which I didn't watch. You got Total Drama Island. I actually didn't really watch. Camp Blaslow. I regret watching that thing because it was disgusting. Cow and Chicken. Still never want to watch it. That show didn't last for it only lasted for, I think, 2 years, 2 or 3 years. My gym partner's a monkey. I still don't understand that concept, but okay. Then you got Johnny Test. Another Ben 10, but it's Ben 10 Alien Force. Didn't really watch that either. Flintstones. That show is from the 60s to 96. No, until 66, so about 6 years in running. Batman, the Brave and the Bold. Got Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. That only lasted for, I think, 2 years. Then The Batman. Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. I watched that show, and that thing only lasted for 3 years. Sad, but true. What else? Tom and Jerry. Yep, still watch that. It's weird. It's really entertaining. I think I did remember watching The Life and Times of Juniper Lee, but I can't really remember half of what went on. I think that show lasted for 3 years. Never seen Squirrel Boy. Rick and Morty. Still never wanted to see it because it looks ridiculously stupid. But that's just the list there. So that's Cartoon Network, and I don't even know if they still have it anymore. But eh. But anyway, so now let's get on to these reviews. So people on Wattpad, authors, if y'all are watching this, please suggest to me what I should start reading because I'm out of ideas. I even went so far as to read fan fiction from a movie I've never even seen. And that's surprising because I don't usually do that. But anyway, let's get into it. So I'm going to share with you right now the link to here. Oh, bye-bye. Here it is. So as you see up above on your screen is my Wattpad profile. If you are part of Wattpad, the app is free on your phone. You can even join on computer, which is obviously how I'm doing this. So, but if you want to follow me, if you're a member of Wattpad like me, just type out at Miss Cutie Shy and hit the follow wherever that follow button is. I don't know. And you can see, you can even, if you have trouble finding my YouTube channel, I have the link to my YouTube channel, and it goes directly to it. Ta-da! Magic! My YouTube channel. By the way, yes, I actually drew this myself on computer. That took freaking forever. But yeah, so, and I have some stuff here. I was going to update it, but it won't let me. I even have a Facebook profile, but I don't usually use it. So, yeah. I also always will post the links to my videos, my live streams. I even have lists of stories. People, though, if y'all are younger, please be warned that some of my stories some of the stories I read can get pretty mature, so be warned. Um, but I can't make any more lists because Wi-Fi won't let me anymore. So, making it easier on myself. I have now about 146. Thank you to Dims Lan Yangs. I can't speak right. And King Busan for following me. Thank you. Yay! Follows everywhere. These are all, oh, by the way, these are mostly authors that I always will follow also personally because I read their story and I appreciate how much they put into them. And they're also really nice. So you should definitely follow them if you have time to add 146 people. But yeah, yes, I know. I don't have my own works. I used to write. I'm hoping I could get back into writing and making the story that I've been hoping to make for a while now. If I could find my own freaking manuscripts. Um, but it's been so many years, so I'm doubting it's going to happen. Anyway, let's get let's go on to my list here. Um, so since, like I said, yeah, if you haven't seen here, the movie Split is there's two books I'm reading. It was more difficult, and I know there's probably others. Also, my other favorite story that was based on the Utapri anime series has been remade. The book First Class has been reamped and is now at chapter I think 7 or something, and it's better. I think it's better than the original, which was completed. I also like the artwork way better than I could. I also been getting into Les Miserables. If you haven't tell about circling on who is basically Enjolras. Because I don't know, I'm lazy. Okay, shush. Um, what else? I'm really excited to see more of this story, and I don't know if that means it has been worked on or something. I don't know. Um, me. Again, I got into. I like this book too. It was pretty good. But I've been now putting things in my archive. So this book is really getting good. Again, there's another Anjara's stories. If you haven't heard this movie, it's called The Little Vampire. It was an old Disney movie I used to watch. Um, it was good. So let's think. So I think it's gonna be these I will be doing a review on, and the ones I've been currently reading. I didn't archive them yet. I apologize. This one also hasn't been completed, so let me add these first. And I'm also gonna do a remade review for First Class. Just what I have so far. I clicked it here. Phantom of the Opera one. So let me quickly add these into my archive before I forget. Give me a minute here. Um, And if I'm not archiving the ones you guys have, it's because I'm lazy here. So, and then I think they're the ones that I hadn't done a review on. So just give me a minute. Um, um, yes, that is. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stop talking. As you see on my thing here, I have a lot of fan fictions. Do not be fooled. That is based from Suicide Squad. That's not just because it's Ariana Grande. That's something else. Please don't judge that. See, I even read fan fiction from anime shows I never watched, like Bleach. Please don't judge me. I know I never watched Bleach. Please don't hate me. And Lord of the Rings. I've never even seen Lord of the Rings, but I have a fan fiction. And well, Suicide Squad I've never seen, but I've seen clips of it. Um, Twilight actually only saw the first movie. That's it. Never watched anything else. Blue Exorcist I watched a couple episodes of, and I've fallen in love with Mephisto. um, One Piece never seen in my life, yet I have fan fiction of them. I'm weird. Fairy Tale I watched a couple. Tokyo Ghoul never seen in my life, and I have a lot. What's up with me and fan fiction and reading stuff that I've never even seen on TV? I'm weird, I know. That I'm just plain freaking lazy. Basket, Kudo Basket, never seen in my life. Yeah, I have fan fiction, a lot of them. Utapri, I've only seen up to second season. The rest are blank. I have no idea what happens next. Uh, yeah, and some of these are also based on video games, the dating sim games. I don't know why I'm so crazy about them, but I am. I'm weird like that. Teehee. Uh, but yeah, as you see here, I have a lot of stuff. And obviously some of these things will change usually. This book I highly recommend y'all check out. It's actually gonna be on my website that I'm still working on. I'm slow and lazy. Please don't judge me. Hmm. Why am I still scrolling? Naruto. I haven't watched all of it. I have fan fiction. Yeah, no. I actually found an Eve one, surprisingly. Those are very difficult to find. Eve was a really good game, and I'm surprised I was able to find it. Fast and Furious. Again, I've never seen it. Any of the movies, and I have fan fiction. Even Walking Dead, I've never seen it at all, and I have fan fiction. Gotham. Well, actually, I watched a couple episodes because my aunt and uncle have it on Netflix. Brothers X Conflict. Never seen in my life. I'm weird. Criminal Minds. Actually, I take that back. I actually have watched seasons of them. Um, Thor. Never. I've seen clips, so take that back. Jurassic World. I haven't fully seen, but I've seen clips. Again, like I said. Sherlock. I actually have seen seasons. Thank you to my aunt and uncle for letting me, for having it on Netflix for me to watch it. Um. Anyway, but yeah, so there's even fan fictions that I have never seen the movies or shows to. Definitely not. If there's a Bachelorette or Bachelor one, I'm definitely not going to read those. Those can go die in a grave. But the ones we're going to focus on right now are this one. Game of Thrones. I've never actually seen. Yet I have one right here. I'm weird. But the ones we're going to be focusing on are this, this one, and I think this one. Because I think I've done these. So we have a long to go, and we have hours. So let's get started. I will do these in a moment. We'll see if I can sneak these in. I don't know. But what should we start with is... we only have this one on here, so let's just look at this one first. Before I forget, I'm going to also be posting links to these stories down below. So you will see them down below. They're going to be in order of whichever I reviewed them in. So just letting y'all know. Ow, my nose. Okay, so here's the first one. This one is, like I was telling you, the story of the little vampire. Basically, a really old movie back when I was a kid. I can't remember the main character's actor's name, but I forgot his name actually. I really need to know. Um, I guess even the Little Vampire was actually a story or a book. Um, Let me actually look up the actor's name from the Little Vampire. Because it's gonna annoy me. Jonathan Lipinski, that was the name. You got Roy Weeks, got Anna Popplewell, who was actually, I think, Susan in the Chronicles of Narnia. You got Richard E. Grant, you got Jim Carter, Alice Cridge, Pamela Giddle, Elizabeth Barrington, Jake D'Arcy, Ed Stoppard, John Wood, Dean Cook, Tommy Hinckley. So, yeah. And I spelled actors as actos. Thinking food here. No. Okay, so, but anyway, this book's called The Witch's Heart. Uh, uh Shush dogs! But, The Little Vampire. And this book has gotten about 23,000 reads. So that's how many people read it. And 596 votes. Sorry, I'm thirsty. Oh my god, my dog needs to be quiet. And it's 16 chapters long. Is that long? Not really. And it's by Ghost underscore. I'm saying it's a dash. I don't know. Underscore writer. And this story is completed. In this story, it'll basically follow the plot line of the movie. So I suggest y'all probably watch the movie if you haven't seen it. It's good. It can be a little spooky sometimes for probably kids at a young age, but it's good. And it'll follow the plot line of the movie. But this story, there's an OC character, OC meaning original character the authors made. Um, that's not actually really within the movie, so don't get confused. But Elspeth McKinley is a native Scot, and she falls into this crypt of the Sackville Bag family while she's walking through a cemetery. Why is she walking through a cemetery? I'm not gonna even question why. You shouldn't either. But she's then attacked by Gregory, who, aka, is actually the vampire on this cover. Yes, he may look spooky, but trust me, by the end of the movie, he doesn't look that bad. Who starts to fancy her blood because he's a vampire. Um, and instead, he starts to get a taste of her first, and Elspeth, Elspeth has a pretty fiery attitude. And she has Gregory um, start to finally see a girl whose attitude is able to outmatch his own because he does have a fiery attitude. Um, and I really like the story. I read it all the way through. Like I said, though, this book, oh my god, people who are calling me while I'm doing a review, stop it. But this book does follow the movie, not the original books. Um, and all the movie dialogues that are not from the original movie are from this author's own creation, and they don't take any credit in the original characters from the original movie, and not using it for, I think, was the term monetary purpose. But I do like this. I think there probably are others, but I've been lazy and I haven't been able to find like completed ones. I'm very nitpicky about like completed stories, and maybe they didn't get into my archive for some reason. But I still suggest if you guys like this book, I think if you guys like vampire stories that are cute and all, but to my term this would be cute. But hey, I ain't complaining. But that's this book. Next one, come on computer, keep up with me. We are gonna do is hold on. I have some of them probably are archived. Okay, so here's this one. For all y'all who don't know the big musical number of Les Miserables, I posted this link in the wrong wrong box. Um, it's I wouldn't say it's I'm gonna actually look at this Les Miserables tragedy. I can't English apparently. The only thing that makes it kind of tragic is the most miserable character throughout this whole um musical slash movie is Eponine, who's basically I think a tragic hero, really. But I guess people say Jean Valjean is actually. But let me just go into the backstory though for those who don't know what Les Miserables is. Basically, I'm even reading something here, but I'll make it easier for y'all to see. So here, well, I'm actually in price. I don't know, but so basically, the story of Les Miserables is that it's based on this novel that's by Victor Hugo, who I think, if I'm correct, also made The Phantom of the Opera. Right? Was it Victor Hugo? Yeah, it was Victor Hugo. Yeah, I don't know why I was questioning that. I was like, I think I remember if it was Victor Hugo. But Victor Hugo, who also made The Phantom of the Opera. I think he probably made Love Never Dies, but I can't remember off the bat. But um, but basically, um, the story is follows the travels of the prisoner who's on parole, whose number is 24601, or Jean Valjean, as he runs away from Inspector Javert on this big journey beyond the barricades at the center of the June Rebellion. Meanwhile, the life of a working class girl that has a child is at a turning point as she starts to turn to prostitution to pay money to this evil innkeeper and his wife that are looking after her child, Cosette, who also plays an important part here. Valjean promises to take care of the child to the girl, this woman whose name is Fantine, and um, eventually leads to a love triangle between Cosette, Marius, who is a student of the June Rebellion, and Eponine, who is a girl that's off the streets. And the people sing to the heart, sing of their anger, and Enjolras, who some of these fanfictions are based on, is the leader, and he leads the students to fight upon the barricades. Um, there's just a lot um, of plot summaries, but yeah. I'm also trying to find spark notes to know, maybe make it a little more easier to understand. Um, Here, how about make this more simpler? Just read this plot overview of the story because I think in my way, I think I was reading someone else's determination of the story, but this plot overview here, I'm reading. Yes, I'm reading off something. I can't remember all the things off the bat because it's confusing at times for me. But the overview is the conflict. Like I said, is Jean Valjean. He is released from this French prison, which is not gifs here of my God, my mom's dog. So I'll just move around. And I'll even pull up gifs of but Valjean is and this is basically the 20 was it the 2015 2016 movie? I don't remember. This is Valjean. Not the best image to scroll, apparently. I can't see it as well, but Valjean. I'm clicking on the wrong screen. Jean Valjean. I can't say his name for the life of me. Um, Hold on a sec. So this is here, Jean Valjean. I hope I'm clicked on him. Yeah. Um, anyway, um, after serving his 19 years, I think it was 19 years, maybe it's 20, I can't remember off the bat, but 19 years for stealing just a loaf of bread, and is his subsequent attempt to try to escape from the prison, which no one could really escape from. When Valjean arrives at the town of Digne, I guess, I can't say it right, because it's France and I'm not French, willing to give him shelter because he is now an ex-convict. He's marked, his character is now marked as an ex-convict. And since he's desperate, Valjean knocks on the door of Mademoiselle Mirelle, and who is the kindly Bishop of Disney. Mirelle treats Valjean with kindness, and Valjean repays the bishop's kindness by stealing his silverware. And when the police arrest Valjean, see, I keep saying Valjean, I don't know why, but Valjean, Mirelle covers for him and claims that the silverware was a gift to him. So the authorities release Valjean, and Mirelle makes him a promise to become an honest, clean man. So, eager to help fulfill his promise, Valjean masks his identity, and he becomes an entirely new person, and enters the town of Montreal-sur-Mer. And he's under the surname of Madeleine. Valjean, see, there I go again. Valjean invents an ingenious manufacturing process which brings the town prosperity, and he eventually becomes the town's mayor. Surprise! Now, the next story you're following along is Fantine, who is a young woman from Montreal, lives in Paris, and she falls in love with Stomalaise. I can't say his name, but he's a wealthy student who gets her pregnant and then just leaves her. He did the deed and just left. Fantine then returns to her home village with her daughter, whose name is Cosette, and on the way to Montreal, however, Fantine realizes that she will never be able to find work if the townspeople know that she has an illegitimate child. So in the town of Montfermeil, she meets this Thenardier. I can't say that name. I'm not French, like I said, who's a family that runs the local inn. They agree to look after Cosette as long as Fantine sends them a monthly allowance, which they're stingy, so they're always so greedy for money. They'll do anything. So in Montreal, Fantine finds work in Madeleine's factory. Fantine's co-workers start to find out about Cosette, however, and Fantine is fired. The people in charge of Cosette demand more money to support Cosette, and Fantine resorts to going into prostitution to make ends meet. One night, Javert, who is the Montreal's police chief, arrests Fantine. She is to be sent to prison, but Madeleine, aka Valjean, intervenes. Fantine soon starts to fall ill, and when she longs to see Cosette, Madeleine promises to send for her. First, however, he must contend with Javert, who has discovered Madeleine's criminal past, or who he really is. Javert tells Madeleine that a man has been accused of being Jean Valjean, and Madeleine confesses his true identity, that he is actually Jean Valjean. Javert shows up to arrest Valjean while Valjean is at Fantine's bedside, and that is when Fantine dies from the shock that Madeleine is actually Valjean, and that he is the ex-convict. Oh my god, these. Okay, I cannot read here. Eh? I'm trying to read here so I can actually, tell you more, because this is fan fiction. It'll be so confusing for you guys if you read this and you're confused. Trust me, it was confusing sometimes to me, so I had to spout it out. I said this was going to be a long review. Be patient. Anyway, though, this is just for me to tell you to go to the people who don't know this movie or musical. Anyway, so now that Fantine dies, then a few years later, Valjean escapes again from prison and heads to Montfermeil. I'm not French, so I don't know how to say these words. Where he is able to buy Cassette from the Thénards. They turn out to be a family of scoundrels who abused Cassette while spoiling their own two daughters, who are Eponine and Esmela. How do you say that? Esmela. Esma. Esma. I can't speak. Valjean and Cassette then move to a rundown part of Paris. Javert discovers their hideout, however, and they are forced to flee once again. In a convent where Cassette attends school, and Valjean works as a normal everyday gardener. The next story is Marius Pontmercy, who is a young, rich man who lives with his wealthy grandfather, Madame, Monsieur Gillenormand. So because of political differences that are going on within the family, Marius has never met his father, who is Georges Montmorency, and after his father dies, however, Marius learns more about him and comes to admire his father's democratic politics. But angry with his grandfather, Marius moves out of Gillenormand's house, his grandfather's house, and lives as a poor young law student. While in law school, Marius associates with a group of radical students, the Friends of the ABC, who are led by the charismatic Enjolras. One day, Marius sees Cassette at this public park, and right off the bat, we find the old known saying, love at first sight. But the protective Valjean does his utmost to prevent Cassette and Marius from ever meeting. Kind of like Romeo and Juliet all over again, huh? Anyway, but their paths cross once again. However, when Valjean makes a charitable visit to Marius's poor neighbors, the Jondrettes, the Jondrettes, the Jondrettes are in fact the Thénards, who have lost their inn and moved to Paris under an assumed name, like what Valjean did. After Valjean leaves, the Thénard announces a plan to rob Valjean when he returns. Alarmed, Marius alerts the local police inspector, who, surprise, turns out to be Javert. The ambush is foiled, and the Thénards are arrested, but Valjean escapes before Javert can actually identify him once again. Thénard's daughter, Eponine, who is in love with Marius, helps Marius discover Cosette's whereabouts. Marius is finally able to make contact with Cassette, and the two declare their undying love for one another. Valjean, however, soon shatters their happiness, worried because he's worried that he will lose Cassette, and he's then unnerved by the political unrest that is within the city. Valjean announces that he and Cassette are to move to England. In desperation, Marius returns to his grandfather, Monsieur Grenade, to ask for his permission to marry Cassette. Their meeting ends in a really bitter argument. When Marius returns to Cassette, she and Valjean have already disappeared. Heartbroken, Marius decides to join his radical student friends, the the ABC group, who have started a political uprising. They're armed with two pistols. I'm sorry, let me retract. I've actually been stopped talking, so I'm gonna go off camera for a moment here while I'm talking, though. Anyway, um, uh, with two pistols, Marius returns to the barricades. The uprising has been seen to be doomed, but Marius and his fellow students, nonetheless, stand the ground and vow to fight for freedom and democracy. There was issues between the rich and the poor because they killed the king, the previous king, and a new king came in. It made everything worse between the rich and the poor. The students discovered that Javert was among their ranks and realized that he was a spy for the French army. Enjolras has him tied up, and the army launches its first attack against the students. Now, these people are the barricade is actually at the at the tomb of Lamed, who was representing the poor fellow, the lower class. He died from illness. But anyway, onwards, Eponine throws herself in front of a rifle just to save Marius' life, and because she loves him so much. As Eponine starts to die in Marius' arms, she hands him a letter from Cassette that she kept hidden. Marius quickly scribbles a reply and orders a boy, Gavroche, to deliver it to Cassette, wherever she is. Valjean manages to intercept the note and sets out to save the life of the man of his daughter's love. Valjean arrives at the barricade and volunteers to execute Javert. Once they are alone, however, Valjean instead secretly lets him go free. As the army storms to the barricades, Valjean grabs the wounded Marius and flees from the sewers. Well, through the sewers, sorry. When Valjean emerges hours later, Javert immediately arrests him. Didn't matter that he saved his life, still arrest him. Valjean pleads with Javert to let him take the dying Marius to Marius' grandfather. Javert reluctantly agrees, and then he feels tormented, torn between his duty to his profession and the debt he owes to Valjean for saving his life. Ultimately, Javert lets Valjean go and throws himself into the river where he drowns. Basically, he committed suicide. Marius then makes a full recovery and is reconciled with Gillenormand, who consents to Marius and Cosette's marriage. Their wedding was a happy one, marred only when Valjean confesses his criminal past to Marius. Alarmed by the revelation and unaware that it was Valjean who saved his life at the barricades, Marius tries to prevent Cosette from having contact with Valjean. Lonely and depressed, Valjean takes to his bed and awaits his soon-to-be death. Marius eventually finds out from the third Nard that Valjean saved Marius' life. Ashamed that he mistrusted Valjean, I need to take a drink. We're almost done, sorry. But ashamed that he had mistrusted Valjean, Marius tells Cosette everything that has ever happened. Marius and Cosette rush to Valjean's side just in time for a final reconciliation. Happy to reunite with his adopted daughter, Valjean dies in peace and is then off taken by God up to the better time. What? Oh, Lord. No.
We're trying to find my phone.
Really?
Yes, really.
While I'm in the middle of
Come
this?
help us.
I can't. I'm in the middle. She got it. I'm not lazy. I'm trying to save my review here. So this is the story of Jess for this fanfiction. So now we may get into the review. Sorry this took so long. I just really wanted to tell you all the story because I know y'all probably wouldn't understand what it meant. So, here it is. Excuse me. So this story is called In Her Life. It's a Les Miserables and Jodas love story. It's been read by 40,000 people. It has 881 votes, and it's 22 chapters long. It's written by Roe, and it's completed. Obviously, it's a romance story. This story is with an OC character, which is an original character made by the author. So this character, Rochelle, understood from her young age that her life was never going to be easy. It would be a struggle. She decided to take matters into her own hands and run away from home at a very young age, of course. Her friend Ebony guides her, and she meets a lifelong friend, Grantier, who is a drunk, really. And then the soon-to-be love of her life, the headstrong leader Enjolras, and her brothers, Les Amis de l'ABC. Owie, my head is itchy. And in her life, she learns the reality of love, war, and the real friendship. Obviously, there's two OC characters, which is Rochelle and Ophilie. However you say that freaking name, I never know. But she doesn't. They don't own any of the other characters. And it goes into some serious stuff. I really like the story though. I really, really do. I mean, I think I've read it like twice. So it was so good. The artwork was also really good. No,
Sure, I didn't lay it in here.
yeah, I never saw it. You didn't really walk in with it. Oh, my hand is itchy. Sister's trying to find her phone again. So make sure if I put it in here. Yeah, okay. So, but this story was really good. I recommend if you're a big Les Miserables fan, especially for Enjolras, you like it. On to the next Les Miserables. I'm not going to repeat the whole story again, though. Sheesh, what do you take me for? Um, Henry, if you're texting me right now, please stop. I'm in the middle of a live review. These two books are actually related. These two here are related to one another. I can't remember which one was the first. I think it was this one. Yeah, this is the second book. Which goes into more detail in the first book. Again, this is another Les Miserables Enjolras story. Let me copy the link. Um, I'll even put in the links for both stories. I'm not going to go into detail on the second one because I don't want to spoil it for everybody. But this is again an Enjolras slash OC character, which is the author's own character, and this character's name is Jolie. And she can see the faults in the leader Enjolras and his plans for this foolish revolution, and tries to stop his reckless course, because before everything Enjolras has done and all her friends will be lost to her forever. There's also a trailer below, but I don't want to get flagged, so let me do this moment. I will copy the link if I can. I will copy the video URL and I will post it to you guys via link. Um, eh, neat. Which I always like when authors are able to have a trailer made for their book. It just makes this so much better. Found it, apparently. But I even put in the chat bar the link to the video. Apparently my chat was disconnected. Good for me. In the chat bar, there's also the link to the trailer. It's pretty good. But anyway, so this story, like I said, is about a girl named Jolene. In the second book, we'll also go more detail on Jolene and Enjolras' past, how they met one another, the trials they went through, and all. But this and in the story, the second book, it's way off from the Les Miserables movie because it's kind of kicked off in a different direction. Um, and I also like this. If you get the Wattpad app, you get to see all the GIFs, the images that the authors insert at the beginning of each chapter, just to give you guys a better feel of the book. But so this, I should get into this, but this book has 80,000 reads and 1.4 thousand votes, and it's 20 chapters long, and it's by Doctor and River. And this is a full completed story. Definitely check Doctor and River out because this story was amazing. But I'll also add in the link to the second book for you guys just to make it better. My nose. This one, yeah, like I said, this is a prequel and or sequel to The Night That Ends at Last, which was the title of the book. And I don't think I told you what the title of the book was. I'm an idiot. But this one then is The Unknown Past and Untold Future, Les Miserables, Romance, Enjolras. This one was 12,000 reads and 305 votes, and this was only 10 chapters long. I think it was last updated by April 9th. This was also published 2013, so way back. But this is like the story behind the romance between Jolie and Enjolras. Um, because yeah, I really do also like the author says. I recommend that you guys read The Night That Ends at Last, which is actually a lyric to Red and Black, which is also from Les Miserables. It was sung by Enjolras and the Rebellion. Because if you don't read that book first, you are going to get lost, and it won't make much sense. So I'll still link this book to you guys. I don't want to get too detailed about it because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Okay. There's only three more of the Les Miserables. Yes, yes, yes. Don't whine. I don't know why I like Enjolras. His character is so strong, though. I hate how it ended, though, in the movie. Okay, so this is Les Miserables love story, and this, if you possibly, I don't know if the term patria was heard in the movie. Possibly, I don't know. But this story will be using the OC character, Patria. And this story has 100,009 reads, 2.7 votes, 2.7 thousand votes, sorry, and it's 38 chapters long. I love the cover, though. It's simple, yet still striking. And it's by K Dancer. It's a completed story. I think it was made in 2013 also. I think maybe that's when the movie came out. I don't remember. But this story follows a girl who is a young, beautiful girl named Patria who works for the Paris Opera. No, we are not. Well, I think there will possibly be a Phantom of the Opera somewhere in here. I can't remember where though. But she's a ballerina and she has to scrape by whatever money she can. So one night she becomes acquainted with this angelically beautiful revolutionary that has the weight of the world on his shoulders named Enjolras. And as the two start to grow closer, Patria begins to start to kindle a flame for the revolution as well as passion for its leader, who is, I think, for some reason, the movie called Apollo for some reason. And the author apologized, saying the summary didn't really do justice for the book. But they tried to incorporate details from said musical in the movie and also book. And I really liked it. I don't know if I commented that, but I really liked the book. Sad what happened in the movie and the musical and the book, but everybody I think is happy in the end. Personally, in my opinion, I don't know if I'm right, but who knows? My nose. Okay, so definitely check out this book. Second to last. Did I read that one? I can't remember anymore. Well, this one's not a completed story. Uh, I'm not gonna even say how this is gonna be said. Ephemer? Maybe? I don't know. This one's not completed. It was actually updated just 3 days ago. I agree that it had been updated 3 days ago because 3 days ago I read the whole thing. Well, what it was up to. But this is also Angeles XOC. It is by Gypsy Paris. Nice name, by the way. And it has 3.1 thousand reads, 182 votes, and it's only up to 11 chapters so far. And we also, as I told you, we all know the story. Angeles is a man of justice and love for nothing other than this country of France. But every man has a weakness, kind of like Hercules had Meg, or whatever it was in the Greek stories. And he unexpectedly encounters General Lamarck's distraught daughter, Patria. That name keeps coming back for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe actually Lamarck had a daughter named Patria? Oh, don't ask me. And the barricades are rising, yet he finds himself falling. And this is a story of love, war, freedom, which awaits. Which one does he care to choose? I'm not going to say. There will be possible lemon in this later chapters. Lemon meaning girl and boy. Kiss, kiss. A very lot of kiss, kiss, I would say. But I like this book. I like the book so far. I read it and it was really good. Just making sure I have everything in here. Did I add you? I don't think I did. No, I did. Never mind. Alright, we're almost there. I think there's only one last one. Um, yeah, only one more Les Miserables story. And this one's, I don't think, really that long. It wasn't that long. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Okay, well, technically it was, but it's short in paragraphs for some reason. Um, called Dangerous Love, and it's got 6,400 reads, 271 votes, and it's 21 chapters long, and it's by Phantom _of_ Lemis. I like that name, Phantom of Lemis. It's completed. I like the cover too. It's really mysterious. So this story follows the King of France princess, or daughter in a way, falling in love with the young revolutionary Enjolras. It's kind of following the movie, kind of not. I was a little iffy of the story because, no offense to the author though, it kind of went everywhere, and I kind of lost sight of what we were following. So if you guys want to read it, that's okay. I just wanted to show that I'm talking about it. I'm surprised there's also not many comments because it was completed last year, so it's okay. Still, I was just a little lost sometimes because it went everywhere. To be honest. Okay, so now we're done with Les Mis. I'm gonna do one of the family operas. If you don't know Family Opera, I'm not gonna go into so many details, and I take it back. I probably actually will. So, give me a minute, because I haven't seen the movie in quite a while. Because there was the book, the musical, and the movie. So, give me a minute. Okay, so short one here is um from this man's hideout beneath a 19th century Paris opera house, this brooding phantom, who I guess this one's now kind of referring to that 2004 movie, who was the actor who played the Phantom was Gerard Butler. The Phantom schemes to try to get closer to this vocalist, Christine Daya, who was played by Esme Rossum. The Phantom here wears a mask to hide a congenital disfigurement. He has strong arms. He manages into giving this budding starlet big roles. But Christine instead falls for this arts benefactor, Raoul, who's played by Patrick Wilson. And terrified at the notion of her absence, this phantom enacts a big plan to keep Christine all to himself while Raoul tries to foil this scheme. But this is just a small story about the Phantom of the Opera. But Eric is actually the name of the Phantom of the Opera, and he's more commonly referred to as the Phantom. And Eric is the title character from Gaston Leroux's novel Le Fantôme de l'Opéra, which was written in 1910, best known to English speakers as the Phantom of the Opera. I thought it was written by Victor Hugo, though. Maybe it's adapted. I don't know. But it was written by Gaston Leroux. But it's a good story. Tragic, I guess, in a way, but it was a good story. So anyway, yeah, surprisingly that's not as long as the other one I went into detail of. Don't judge me. I'm special. Anyway, this story is called You Are Not Alone. And it's again, like I said, it's a family opera fan fiction. And throughout everything, Eric is always known to be shunned and rejected. So when he hears this angelic singing, he is entranced. Now, the big question is, can he and this lonely girl who is singing find companionship in one another, or will their interaction destroy any sign of hope that they have left? This was inspired by apparently an ALW and partially of Le Rouge's story. This was written by Pen Behind the Mask, and it has 23,000 reads, 979 votes, and it's 42 chapters long. I really like the cover of this book. It enticed me because I think kind of the movie made it more tragic in a way. And we as the authors try to find a way to change up the story, sometimes maybe to give the story a better happy ending to sad characters. I shouldn't really say sad characters, it probably wouldn't make it any better. But who's complaining? Sorry if these links are not separated the best. I'm lazy, okay? And I don't want to make the bar here too long. But like I said, these links are made in order of me doing this review. Okay, what else do I want to do? Um, we'll do this one. It's not, again, this one's not completed. It was updated 4 days ago, and it's Latina Na, I guess. Uh, yeah. It's Tatiana. Tatiana. Yeah. Anyway, but the story is called You're Going Down, and it's based off the movie Pitch Perfect 2. And this was in the Waddies 2017. Basically, a group of stories are nominated to get an award, a Waddies award. And I think there was another book I did a review on that got a big award. They actually won, surprisingly. And it was also a Hogwarts story, but it was really good too. Anyway, this is still being worked on. It was published back in February 2026. So this story, I'm reading as the summary lines here, but I'm not picky. I like the cover too. But this story follows a girl who's an OC character, so it's made by the author. Her name is Andrea Evans, and she is the legacy daughter of a Bard and Bella and a troublemaker. And somehow she knew the moment that she set foot in Barden, she would be bound to end up as a Treble or a Bella. But since her twin wanted to be a Treble, she has to become a Bella. And she loved the competition, and so she took being a Bella seriously. Pietro Kramer, I hope I'm saying that right, is the co-leader of DSM or Desound Machine. He is sexier than a mug. I'm sorry to say, but he is hot. Anyway, he is the exact opposite of this girl, our girl, Andrea. He is more of a jerk at times and can be honest, pretty annoying. He's also, I think, German. I don't know why I said German. He's German. Okay. But overall, he's just this big old teddy bear, which I like big old teddy bears. And anyway, the first time he saw Andrea, he loved the idea of her being constantly annoyed. But once he started to get to know her more, then he starts to realize that he's actually falling in love with her. And I seriously want to say to this person that I will be your number one fan if you for this book. It's getting so good. Oh my god! But if you don't know the story behind Pitch Perfect, it's with Anna Kendrick, who was in the first original one. Now here, there's a Pitch Perfect 3 coming out. I've never seen either of them. Please don't hurt me. I know some of the songs. Just please don't hurt me for not knowing the movie, okay? Wait. I'm not. I'm not that movie kind of girl. I've seen clips, okay? I've seen clips. I'm now a fangirl every time I hear the Sound Machine's car show scene. Again, these two are also following the same thing. I might do those two maybe next time. Yeah. Because also this is getting really, my laptop is really warm. Okay, now we're going to get to the fan fiction of, let's do this one, then we're going to do the Oron one, and then I will do the Utapri last, and then I'll do the split fanfiction for that one. Okay, so this one follows the Game of Thrones series, and it's got 55,000 reads, 1.4 thousand votes, and it's 23 chapters long. It's by SPN DSC. It was updated May 31st, and it was first published back in 2016 of August, and it's Stark Khaleesi. Um, this is just made up part of here, but King Robert heard of Daenerys being betrothed or arranged to be married to Khal Drogo, so her brother could take back the throne, which seems to be the big main focus in the show. So he decided to stop it quickly and had his best friend's daughter be betrothed to Khal Drogo instead, whose name is Rose Stark. Obviously, part of the Stark clan here. I can't really go into many details because I've never seen the show. I really liked the book, and it was really touching. And obviously, I've heard what happened to Khal Drogo, so obviously they tried to make him have a better ending than he was given. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the show because it's kind of confusing to me still. Basically, really anything's confusing to me, actually, now I thought about it. Now we're the anime world of Ouran High School Host Club. It's by Chidori Queen. Called Color My World. I think I've heard the term Color My World, and I think it's also from a game. And it was cute. I think it's like a click adventure game. But it has 119,000 reads, 3.8 thousand votes, and it's only 17 chapters long, surprisingly. This is another OC character by the author. And when Ayame Nakamura, who is the OC character, who's also a pessimist extraordinaire, found herself in Ouran Academy on this exclusive ARC scholarship, her rules or expectations for surviving in the company of these total egghead rich people were set. So, nevertheless, this club was chock full of hyperactive, pretty boy prostitutes, and this mysterious bird killing stalker has definitely not been on her list of ways she would want to screw up her life. And this story follows a Kyoya XOC story. If you don't know who played Kyoya, it is T. J. Michael Tatum, who also voiced Sebastian Michaelis from Black Butler. I can't squeal because it hurts my voice. I really like the story. I read it full and full through. Obviously, I ship Haruhi and Tamaki because we all know in the manga something's gonna happen between those two. Oops, spoilers. Sorry, not sorry. It was coming. Y'all know how to figure it out sooner or later. Even I knew that was coming. Be surprised if there's still Haruhi X Kyoya stories. And or other fanfictions, which I actually do not read, surprisingly. And now we're on to these two stories. This one's not completely done yet. I think this one is, but I'll start with this one because it was also pretty cool and it's really interesting. I'm actually going to talk about the backstory first, so give me a minute here to look it up because I actually don't know much about it. Um, and so, yeah, we'll just do this one. Okay. Okay, so this will be the major spoiler for the movie Split. So be warned, because, yeah. Anyway, so this. Oh my god, I can't say this word. Uh, what? But, sorry, hold on a moment. What I was reading here, trying to make sense of this movie, the link didn't really work. Give me a minute. I just use Wikipedia to help me, even though Wikipedia is not, you know, that honest because it can always be messed with. But I'm not going to even try to pronounce the producer's name because, frankly, I don't even know how that's a word. And connections being a meanie. How can the sign not be reached? Okay, well, obviously I'm having some issues with the connection. The frick happened? What? Okay, so Wikipedia does not want to work with me, apparently. I'm gonna go for the summary version. If Wi-Fi is gonna be nice to me here. No! What the hell? Sorry, language. Um, I got knocked out for some reason. Don't you worry about a thing. Ooh. Don't you worry about a thing. Everybody. Na, 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 na. Okay, well, what the heck happened? No! What the heck? Okay, well, people, I still have you on my phone, but for some reason something happened to my connection. And I don't know what. Huh. What the heck happened to my connection? Wait. Flairity is not happy. And no one should be. It shouldn't be happy. No, wait, that's wrong. She should be happy. I'm not even able to connect to the chat. Um. Hmm. Okay. Whoa, what happened here? Phew! Phew! Okay. Why am I having connection issues? Why is he. What the world is happening? Site can't be reached. YouTube.com unexpectedly closed the connection. YouTube, why are you doing this to me? I was in the middle. Okay, now Google can't be reached? Huh? This is why I hate Fios or Verizon right now. I'm sorry. Um, whatever it is called now. I don't really care. Because now I'm probably still live. I'm not going to turn off this part where I'm still talking. But now I can't reach my sites for some reason. I don't know if there's a problem with the web connectivity. I don't know. Huh. Here, hold on. Hang on. Okay, well, one or more network protocols are missing on this computer. No! Let me back. Let me back.